Hey, Mark Shepard here, and I spend my mornings in deep thought. And it's made all the difference in my life to start the day from a quiet place. And today what came to me was this idea that if we could do it by ourselves, we would have already done it. If you could have done it by yourself, you would have already done it. If you can do it by yourself, you would have already done it. And the point is, the reason we seek teachers, in India they call a teacher a guru, and the word guru has gotten weird in connotations. But ultimately we seek teachers in our lives, and it's not just other people, but it's circumstances. Without a teacher, without a circumstance that pushes us, sometimes almost mercilessly, to become more than what we have been, we don't make progress. It's so easy to get complacent, and it's so interesting working with lots of different kinds of clients in my hypnosis and NLP practice. I work with a lot of people who have been coasting along in their lives. They've figured out how to make money. They've figured out how to, get some kind of a career that takes care of them. Many of them have even figured out how to do relationship. But they haven't learned how to truly live. And in order to do that, they have a problem. In my last video, I talked about the purpose problem. They have some kind of problem that kind of pushes them to get help. And it's that very process of actually looking outside yourself for some kind of guidance, some kind of teacher, some kind of assistance so that you can move yourself to a higher level. Imagine we're all in a cage. Every one of us is in a cage, and even your teacher is in a cage, but his cage is bigger than your cage. And he's reaching down and opening the door to let you up out of your cage. And at the same time, he has a teacher or she has a teacher who is reaching down and giving him a hand. So it's like this chain of teachers and students reaching down to help someone who is living in a smaller reality, and reaching up for someone who can pull you out of your smaller reality, and on until ultimately it's time to go. So I just wanted to share that with you today, that in your life somewhere, somehow, something is causing you to imagine that there's a door to the cage you're in, that there's something larger in your life than the problem that boxes you in. And that problem may look like other people in your life. That problem may look like lack of success in your career. The problem may be a 3-year-old child who is pushing all of your buttons and having a power struggle with you. Your teacher may show up in any form. So we have teachers and we have circumstances outside ourselves that demand more of us than we think we can bring to the table. And that, my friend, is a great, wonderful gift. That is why you can't do it alone. If you could have done it by yourself, you would have done it by now. If you could have done it by yourself, you would have done it by now. So I just want to drop that in for you to consider today. And I might be a teacher for you. And I certainly have my own teachers who are pulling me out of my own limitations. Some of my teachers look a lot like my students. Some of my teachers look a lot like my clients. Sometimes there's a mutual freeing and releasing going on. Other of my teachers look like my lovers. Other teachers look like my parents. Other teachers look like my worst critics. or my best critics. Other teachers look like life circumstances. Other teachers may be my body or your body, saying, hey, this hurts. What's that all about? Go into it, discover it, do some work on yourself. Find out the next level, the next layer of the onion skin of life. So I just want to share that with you today. That's really all I have, and I got to get going with my day. But I just really want you to consider, if you had been able to do it by yourself. I mean, self-help books are great, and ultimately the work we do is with ourselves, but we all have to have teachers. We all have to have external circumstances that demand of us more than our typical lazy complacence. And I'm speaking for myself as well as you. This is not a judgment. We are all lazy. It is hardwired in us. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Is the old saying. If you're doing fine, doing work, 9 to 5, coming home, playing your video games at night, or talking to your friends or watching your special TV show, that's okay. That's okay. But at some point, it's not going to work anymore. And you're going to realize that you're frittering your life away on stuff that actually doesn't matter. Because ultimately, there's something deeper calling to you. Something deeper. And to find it, sometimes we need to find other people who are also listening to that deeper call. And sometimes it means letting go of the people we used to watch that certain TV show with. Sometimes it means letting go and facing the immensity of eternity, knowing that we may end up doing it alone, but there are teachers willing to guide us. There are teachers willing to say, hey, yeah, I was there too. I was there too, and I felt the same way you did, but I found that ultimately climbing out of the cage was the best thing I ever did. And I'm still working on climbing out of the next bigger cage. And then there will be another bigger cage. And we open up our reality until we realize that we have never been prisoners at any point. We have all been willing to be where we were. And it was all part of a wonderful process that perhaps we planned before we came into this world, or perhaps it's something even more interesting than that. So have a great day. Mark Shepard. And I don't know what website I'm going to put this up on, so just look down below this video. You'll find a website where you can go if you want to go deeper. Thanks so much. Bye.